Today we have Adam Guballa with us, Tshirtfella, and we have been looking forward to this. We're so excited to have you on. Thank you for being here. Adam is on the other side of the world, and it's actually Tuesday the 13th there, so he's coming to us from the future. Right? Yeah. So Adam, thank you so much for being here. And he just came back from a holiday. It was a holiday yesterday for him, and so he's running on no sleep. But thank you so much for being here.
No problem.
So
Great.
Yep. Well, we are looking forward to this. Everybody has been excited. Everybody tuned in early to watch this. So you have become quite famous in the print-on-demand little world. So you are one of the designers that everybody knows the name right away. When you say Tshirtfella, everybody knows you.
Yep.
So how do you feel about that?
Honestly, I don't feel like being popular, but it really warms my heart seeing people selling their designs coming from me. It's a success from me.
Oh, it's amazing, and we really appreciate it. You have helped so many people in the community, so all of us really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, let's start from the beginning. How did you get into designing in the first place?
I started as a freelancer doing random stuff like uh, cover photo, business cards, everything. And then uh, I've switched to being a general designer to just focusing on one certain uh, product. Like since I had experience printing T-shirt, I do silk screen before. I I print T-shirts, and since I have that background, I said why not just focus on T-shirts so I can compete with the big names on freelancing industry. So I
Okay.
just focused on T-shirts, accepting T-shirt designs only, and then a customer called me, "Hey Adam, you're my T-shirt fella." Then I got that idea that okay, I will focus on T-shirts and a little bit. I just knew that I have a lot of customers already, so I need to ask help with my cousin who is also a designer. So that literally composed the team.
Okay. So that's how you came up with the name Tshirtfella, right? Is because one of your
Yeah.
customers called you that? I love that.
I do too. That's great.
He just told me, "Hey, you're my T-shirt fella from now on." Then I love that name, and I became that.
Yeah, well, that's what you are to all of us. We love it. So how long have you, since you first started silk screening and becoming a designer, how long has that been? How many years have you been a
Um,
designer?
Silk screen is like a family business for us.
Okay.
From my grandfather and past to
Wow.
my relatives, they all print shirts digitally
So
or
neat.
yeah, and I guess I need to do something related to that. But the smell of the paint makes me sick. I'm having asthma and stuff, so I just focus on designing.
Wow, that's so interesting.
Yeah, I do color separation for them, doing half tones for the silk screen, and since they are very traditional from my grandfather, they do silk screen very traditionally. I'm applying some modern techniques to that business.
Wow. You're the first person I've ever heard where you come from a line of t-shirt designers. That's
Pretty popular
amazing.
here in the Philippines.
That's amazing. Well, I love it. So do other people in your family design for merch as well? Or are you guys all on the same team?
No one,
No
no
one?
one as of now. Yeah, not none yet.
Okay. They still prefer silkscreen?
I'd say it's more of the culture.
Okay.
People here tends to love doing clerical or labor work. I mean, my family loves that,
Hmm.
and I won't make them sit on a computer for long hours just
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, that's really interesting that it was an allergy that made you go towards digital. I think that's really neat. You never
Yeah.
know. Like so
yeah.
many of us got into merch because of some kind of either illness or something bad happened, and it's like we end up finding merch, and it's been this great, amazing thing for so many people.
I, I
So,
just I just had
are you happy that you found merch?
yeah, of course. I just had a customer that is doing merch by Amazon, and she's the one that introduced me to this system, to this program.
That's great.
Oh,
Mm.
And
that's
did you say, I might have missed it? Did you say you've got your own merch by Amazon account as well?
Yeah, yeah, I have. I'm stuck on tier 500 until now. I have that account since Amazon merch by Amazon started. I just I'm just using it for thumbnail view on my when I'm designing a shirt. I'm uploading it sometimes to see how it looks on a thumbnail view for the customer. Honestly, I don't sell that much on my account. I don't have time for that, and yeah, I'm just focusing on the service.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's because that's the fun part for you is actually designing, right?
Yeah, true. And
So,
keywording is not fun for me. It's hard.
right. It is hard. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I think all of it's hard. The designing's hard, the keywords hard. But I think it's so fun and it's so interesting to see everybody's past and what they're an expert in. So with designs, you are very good at designing what sells on a t-shirt. So not only are you a good designer in general, but you know what will work on a t-shirt. So how
Yeah.
did you start to learn that process? Is that from your family, from everybody's silk screening t-shirts, or did you learn it some other way?
I started to uh, build a pattern since I had lots of customers way back 2016. I started analyzing and asking them what sells, what design did I made, and it made a sell for you. Then I kind of make a formula out of it with what part of the design helped this sell. So I uh, I pick every element of of what I'm thinking the reason that design sells, and I made a formula. Actually, I had that formula. I've been using it for all of my design. Uh,
Wow.
Formula for layout, formula for fonts, formula for colors. Even now, this year, I had a formula for every niche. Like what design sells in a firefighter niche, in mermaid niche, in everything. That formula is not proven, but that is the formula of winning design, all combined selling designs from my customers, from my past customers. So actually, I am surprised that those are the non quality designs that really sell. Simple design, simple stuff sells. Just
Yeah.
deliver the
Yep.
message.
Yeah.
Yeah. So using that formula, I can make a t-shirt design for as fast as like 3 to 5 minutes, and detailed designs for 15 minutes. That made my life in this service easier. That formula I've been using, and sticking to that formula, the t-shirt design formula, my customers are, they say they are selling. So I guess it's working.
Yeah. I think
Mm.
that's so nice. So I don't know what the word is. Great that you go
Smart.
back.
Yeah.
Smart. Yeah, but so great that you went back to your customers to see if it was
Mhm.
selling because you really cared if your work was good and if it was helping people. So I think people really appreciate that, because sometimes they feel like they just buy a design and the designer doesn't care if it was good or not, or it could be stolen or all these different things. But with you, it's like you really take pride in your work, and you really make sure that what you're designing is benefiting the people that you're selling it to. So.
Yeah. Actually, what looks good to me does not sell sometimes, most of the time. But what looks bad for me sells, and I have found that the reason is I have an eye for a design, and most of the people who will buy that shirt is not an artist at all. They are just like they're just the niche. They are just the
Right.
firefighter. I love to fight fire. I don't know what a good design is, but I love that design. They are just that common perception on art. They don't appreciate that much. So
Yes.
complicating things make it harder for them to love the design you that you're doing.
Yes. And I think that's amazing that you're not only able to recognize that, but you're able to just take the feedback and go with it,
Yeah.
and not be so attached to what you like or what you know is good art. You are there to make shirts for customers.
That's correct. The revision made that possible. The revisions coming from my customers that teaches me what really is the key of having a successful design.
That's amazing. And amazing that you stick to it and you know what works, and and for anyone listening or who hasn't seen your work, it doesn't look like a formula. Like they all look unique, they all look amazing. It's not like it's like every single one's exactly the same. It's just I'm sure just a formula of like how you set it up, but to me it looks like they're all different. So
Thanks.
yeah, it's really neat. And I think you really think about, like, just like you said, like you have an account so you can see what that thumbnail looks like. You understand how important it is to make sure the thumbnail, that the design looks good on the thumbnail, because that's what people are going to see as they're scrolling through.
Yeah.
So.
And have you noticed any sort of trends related to like the niche and the product type or anything like that, now that we have, tank tops and zip hoodies and V-necks and things like that? Are you starting to notice trends with those things as well?
Design wise, trends happens only on very seasonal designs like Christmas, Halloween, like that. And also, if there's a current trend like for this 2019, this late 2019, I've been experiencing sales on gaudy designs. Colorful designs. Unlike last year, people really love one color design, very simple design. And this year, like, I don't know, it's maybe that's the trend in design wise, but people wanted more colors on their shirts as this year, more patterns. And I call them gaudy really, but yeah, they sell.
Yeah. I've definitely sold those colorful shirts. I've gotten some from you. I subscribed. I think I said it on a previous episode where I subscribed to you and a couple other people all in the same month, and just got as many designs as I could that month. And I've still been uploading them still now. But so far they've been great. All the ones that I've gotten, I think just about all of them have sold. So
thank you.
Yeah, they've been great. So, well, so how often do you touch base and see if the designs are selling? Like, how do you keep in touch with what's working and what's not working?
For all of my customers, I'm doing it for once a year for all of them, because most of them, they are not sharing what is selling for them. So I tend to keep it minimal to ask them that question, because they think sometimes that's personal, and then I respect that. But for my loyal customers that's with me for working with me for years already, they are updating me every time they have sales or this one is a winning design. So that helped. That really helps. So to all my future clients or whoever's watching that's been working with a graphic designer, your graphic designer needs to know what's happening. I mean, we can't just design stuff and okay, you can keep it as private as you want, but that feedback that teaches us what is working, so we can work on that path, on that winning design path, so we can create something related to that or near to that winning design. So communication is important for your designers, like a collaboration, working collaboration.
I love
So
that.
yeah, let us be your hands and you will be the mind or the ones that will sell it.
Yeah. Oh, I love that analogy. That's great.
Yeah, it's a relationship.
Yeah. Fantastic. And I know, I remember on your website, it asked like if there was any niches that people wanted to see and things like that. Like you're always keeping up with what people are interested in getting and all of that.
Yes, I'm not an expert on that stuff, so uh, I keep it on the survey. So if people want this kind of design, I don't know why, so I will make a flipping bottle design. That's the weirdest thing I ever made.
That was I ended up not making shirts for that trend, but I remember seeing that trend on where was it? Was it on it might have been on TikTok, where it was like this flipping bottle trend where you had to like flip it a
Yeah,
certain way and have it land a certain way.
I just researched it, and it's a popular sport in the USA, and I mean, this is weird. A flipping bottle design. Okay, let's do it. I don't know what happened.
I don't know if it's a popular sport. If it is, I haven't heard about it until recently.
They have a
But it was
league.
a popular thing. I believe
Uh-huh.
it was TikTok. It might have been YouTube or somewhere else, but it was this like thing that went viral for a little while of people trying to flip a bottle. Or
Mhm.
no, was that knocking the cap off a bottle? That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's the
Knocking
latest
the
one.
cap off the bottle. That's what it was. So people would
Uh-huh.
post these weird videos of them like karate
Kicking it.
chopping with their
Yeah.
foot, like a cap off a bottle. Yeah. And that's a tip, guys. I have not been good with this, but maybe you guys will be, of keeping keeping tabs on TikTok, because they have all the trending hashtags, all the trending stuff. I usually don't pay as much attention, even though I talk about TikTok a lot. I don't actually pay attention as much as I should, but that's how you can know this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was about to ask you a question, and then I got distracted with the bottle story.
I have a question. So, for those of the watchers or the viewers that aren't familiar with your work, do you mostly like custom orders, or do you have a place where customers can go and view, designs and make a purchase, or how does that work?
Um, I have. I'm always having the custom design order. That's my main service, custom design order. They can message me on Facebook.
Okay.
I try to be more professional and message me on the website, but communication on Facebook is different from the website. I feel more personal communicating on Facebook, so I really suggest let's talk on Facebook or Viber sometimes. And I also offer pre-made designs from my website. That's a random niche you will get. You will be getting a random niche from based on survey I've been doing on my subscribers. So you won't have much control on what you are selling. But if you're going on a general niche, like you can sell random stuff, then I would suggest that. But uh, for everything else, I do custom design.
Okay. That's
Mhm.
Yeah.
great.
And his website is in the description below. It's tshirtfella.com, right? It's easy.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have that in there. And I think your Facebook page also. So guys, definitely follow him and consider it, because you have the right formula. Whatever you do, it's working. Ishmael's asking if you can do more Halloween and Christmas designs. He wants those more of those to be posted on your site.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going on that niche now, but yeah, it's too early. But now, since it's almost half of the August is finished, it will be good to invest on Halloween now. But I will be adding something to the Halloween niche coming to the upcoming Halloween. I mean Halloween season. Uh, most
Perfect.
most of my customers uh, is telling me that people buy Halloween shirts as a gift. I mean, it's more of a gifting uh, sales rather than the customers owning the shirts. So think about it and not just focus on zombies and Draculas and something. People tend to buy gifts for the upcoming Halloween, Christmas. So even if you are using an evergreen attack on niches, you can sell. You can definitely sell. Don't give up evergreen for these big seasons coming up, because that the evergreen design sells for gifts this coming.
Yes. Yes, that is very true.
Exactly.
Evergreen is good all year round. So,
Yes.
um, everybody's saying shout out to Adam and all these different things. Everybody loves you. So, and speaking of everybody, you've worked pretty closely with Michael Essany, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
hmm
So you sometimes will do graphics and things like that. So anyone who's subscribed to, what is that called? Merch Momentum newsletter? Is that what it's
Yep.
called? Anybody
Yep.
who's subscribed to that, that's a weekly newsletter you get from Michael Essany.
hmm
And then how often, maybe like once a month or so, you do a graphic pack that's attached to it?
Yeah, I have been doing almost weekly.
Weekly. Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Maybe I'm behind.
Michael has been. I don't know. There's a lot of this vector designs still Michael haven't published.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah,
Ah,
Okay. He's holding out on us. Well, I love those graphic packs. I save all of them from the
Mhm.
newsletters. And it's interesting because as new products come out, sometimes I circle back and I use them. So for instance, what was it? The Betsy Ross flag thing came
Mhm.
up, and you didn't have a Betsy Ross flag in there, but there were certain patriotic type things that you had in some of the graphic packs from like 4th of July and all different times. And I like went back through and I picked out some of them, and
Wow.
I don't know, it ended up working. So
hmm if you guys are using vector packages or clip arts from the from some vector websites, you really should. I mean, you really should add your a skill of doing minor Photoshop editing to it, because you really can maximize that clip arts if you can know how to manipulate them or change them up a bit, even just changing the color, because it will be a public domain, or I mean public property, if it's out there and
right.
anyone can buy it. So adding simple and minor Photoshop or Illustrator skill just to edit something, it will really help and benefit you.
Yes.
So there's no there from until now there is no way of using a vector package and free clip arts that you can personalize. I mean, you can own that. Everyone will do the same and use the same image. So adding that simple skill will really leverage your designing. You need to maximize.
That is true. And I remember you did a video about that one time.
Yeah, I really am promoting people not to rely 100% on designers.
Yeah.
if this is your business, maybe you should invest something about your skill of minor edits. Just maybe just hire a designer if you want highly graphical stuff. Ask for a designer, but if you really is into merch by Amazon, minor stuff really sells. So if you can do minor stuff, that will
Yes.
be, you will be lowering your capital on each project. So
Yes.
learn. That's very simple. I mean, don't rely everything on the designer or
I
on
took
the
I took
on
that
the
advice this year because in the beginning I was just buying ready-made designs. That was it. Like I didn't even know how to use the graphic packs if I would get them. Like I had no idea. But then I finally started to learn. Like there's so many tools now. It's so easy. So
You
I
can just
learned the Over app and a few. I have what's it called, the Neil's Merge Informer. I have Merge Informer. So the Merge Informer Designer and Over app, like the most simple things ever. But you're right. It makes it so that each graphic, each thing, you can do so many more things with it. It just makes it a little less expensive, so you don't have to buy every single design.
just changing the color, it makes a new version of it.
I think you should definitely add more YouTube videos. You've done a few, but do more because that's so helpful. I think a lot of people really don't know what they should be doing with these graphics. So it's helpful when you show them, like, because I remember you took, I think it was the firefighter niche or something like that. Like you took a very simple graphic and then you added more stuff to it and all of a sudden it looks so different. So I think that would be very helpful to the community.
Noted. I will do.
Yeah.
Great.
Wow.
And can you tell us a little bit about how you learned? How long have you been using?
Oh, did Christina freeze?
Oh.
I think you're freezing a little bit, Christina.
Shoot. Okay.
No,
I think you were asking
if
how did he learn how to manipulate the graphics? Is that what you were saying? Well, anyway, I really appreciate you doing those graphics for Michael Estany. Like, I think I have built up quite a big collection of your graphics now from that. And I have the Halloween pack from last Halloween. So
oh yeah,
I've already Adobe Illustrator.
Last year, yes.
Yeah, so it's starting to build up quite the collection.
Hi, Christina.
Oh, my brother is on here, Nathan. He said it's hard to say no when Helen asks you to do something. I guess he's talking about making the videos. But I really think you should because I think that'll help build your YouTube channel and promote your design company. But it'll also just help. It'll be huge help because there's so many people that just kind of put the graphics just on a shirt or on a plastic. They don't really know what to do with it. I know with me, it was like I would add backgrounds or I would add words and things like that, but I didn't really change the graphic itself that much. Like I didn't really know how to manipulate the actual graphic. So I've started to learn a little more since then, but just stuff like that, like how to add color to it or how to change it.
Yeah, even me, I'm using vector packages. I'm like doing it. You know the paper doll toy? The mix and match things. So,
yeah,
I'm doing it like that. So I'm tending to cut if I have a vector of a human or a man, I'm cutting his arm, and I have a collection of different arms. So whenever I need something that posing like is flexing, I will be dragging it, drag and drop, just like playing paper doll.
Speaking of arms, I think I got an arm wrestler shirt from you. Did you make arm wrestler shirts at one point?
Yeah.
I think it must have been from you. There was one other designer, Merch Design Club, I was doing at the same time. So I don't know if he did it or you did it, but I think it was you. It was like an arm wrestler champion shirt or something. That one sold quite a bit, especially since tank tops came out. Like the tank tops, the arm wrestler shirts do really well in tank tops. So, all right. So how did you end up meeting Michael Estany, or how did that all come about?
I believe it started with Madame Amy Herberger,
Oh
and
yeah.
she referred me to Michael, and then Michael and me started to collaborate on the design.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I'm learning so much from those two, and they
Yes.
are like my gurus, and they are teaching me stuff, and I'm applying it everything on my designs because well I know Madame Amy is a top seller right now. Is
Yes.
a big tier, and Michael has a very tricky mind, so that really helps me. I'm really absorbing everything from them.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that is the best way to describe Michael. I've never thought of it quite like that, but you're right. He's just how his mind works, and he's
Mhm.
so good with just puns or just little one-liners that you would never think of. Like he's
Mhm.
so good at looking at something and making it into like the perfect
Yeah.
t-shirt logo
Mhm.
or slogan. With me, it'd be like, I don't know. I would come up with something like "Happy Halloween," and he had to like some
That-
perfect, amazing slogan that's like in a perfect niche. Um,
That's
so
why I ended up with Michael having a lot of vector package. He's not still releasing because every time we are talking, he's always having, hey Adam, do this. He's always nonstop on ideas. So I tend to do it. I need to feed Michael's creativity. So I need to focus on his requests. And
it's
I think,
impossible to keep up with. Like,
yeah.
I get his weekly thing, and it's like some weeks I don't even have time to look at it at all. Like, barely even gets opened. Other weeks I look at it, but I mean, it's so long. Like to put all that into actual designs is like it would never happen. But I remember last Halloween I did take one of the ideas. It was vegan Halloween, which
Mhm.
I didn't even think of that. Like it's hard for me to think of like random niches like that, but I decided to go for it and do it. And those were like fantastic sellers. I'm like, who knew?
Mhm.
Vegan Halloween, who knew? But anyway, between the two of you and between Amy, I mean, you guys have all helped the merch community so much. So
Mhm.
Sheila's saying that's funny, the paper doll analogy. And it's so true. I mean, you just add, I mean, when you have a graphic, you can add something to make it
Yeah.
Christmas, you can add something to make it Halloween, St. Patrick's Day. Like you can take one graphic and make it a lot of different things.
Yeah, so if you can learn basic Photoshop like cutting layers, that will be very beneficial for you.
Yes. Yep. Totally agree. I'm in the beginning stages of that. I know
Yeah.
enough to get by, but I definitely could learn more. So, well, guys, thank you all for watching. Do you guys have questions for Adam? I want to make sure that we're getting all the right questions. Um, so tell me a little bit about your team. How do you
Mhm.
have a team? How is your team set up?
I originally have my cousin with me, Jessa, who is very uh, is good, who is better on English than me.
Uh-huh.
So I'm asking her help on email stuff and customer conversation. And now I've hired five uh, very talented illustrators. So in design, illustration is the most uh, hard part, and it's taking more time. So to fasten up everything, I hired illustrators, traditional illustrators. They don't know how to use pen tablets or they can't draw on Photoshop. So I taught them how to use tablets so they can draw.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's amazing that you're training people and helping them build their skills too. That's awesome.
Um, in designing, I believe that uh, the more it's like an empty paper. So I can input everything on my knowledge. I can put everything uh, on their work. If they are already a professional illustrator, they tend to have this signature art style, I mean, each designer has their art style, but I am looking for someone who don't know anything, so I can input what a POD design should look like.
Yes.
I mean, Picasso has his art style of childish looking drawing. So if I hire a professional designer, they already have that style in them, and I cannot remove it. So I tend to hire people who don't know who don't have art style yet. So I'm
That's
just
fantastic. So then you can just train them from the ground up and
yes.
teach them the right way the first time.
Yes, because even in graphics, in illustration, there is an illustration that sells and illustrations that does not sell on T-shirts.
Great. So Ishmael was asking, do you think that because you have different designers, do you think it's going to be all different styles for your shirts, or do you think they're fairly consistent with the style?
Well, they are only illustrators, and they are only helping me on the images.
Okay. So then you put it together and put the
I'm still the one who's doing it, because as I told earlier, drawing is the most time consuming in design. So to speed things up, I need these talented people to help me produce the vectors I need.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And Susan, did you ask a question? I don't see your question. She said, sorry if it's already been asked, but I didn't see the question. All right. So how is it? I guess how do you work all of that? So are all 5 designers? Are you training them at the same time, or are they at all different stages, or how does it work like on a day-to-day basis?
I gave them different specialty. Like one designer is doing cute vectors, cute drawings. The other one is doing the badass drawing. His specialty is that. The other one is doing the non-living things like stethoscope, razor blades, like that.
Got it.
The other one helps me in all around. He's an all arounder, but it's not a specialty. So I really push them to focus on special tasks. Just like me, I'm focusing on my specialty is T-shirt, so their specialty is a different illustration. So in that way, they can really excel, and they can really expand their skills on that particular task. And once the illustration is finished, I'm now laying. I'm now doing the layout for the design for that particular customer or order. So it's like an animation studio. There's people who is focused on sketching, then inking, then the vector, then it all comes down to me.
Great. Well, whatever you're doing, it's working. So you have all those illustrators doing all the right things, because I really like it. I mean, obviously everybody likes it. Maria's asking, where do you find the bulk packages? So the bulk packages, you have to have a subscription, right? Is that how it works?
No, actually no. Bulk package is just a custom design, custom order. But since it's bulk, you will be having a discount, and you don't need subscription to.
I think he's thinking that he can see on a website the bulk packages. So Mario, the way it works is you can either message him and ask for something specific. So if there's a niche, or if there's something that you would like him to design, he could do that. And he could do a bulk package if you want that. But though you do have a website of pre-made designs, and that's where you need a subscription, right?
Yes, just for the pre-made design.
Okay. So the reason he has it as a subscription is because, well, you explain it. What is the reason behind the subscription?
Well, I tend to keep the prices of the designs lower than a custom order, because people, subscribers don't have the direction on what niche they will be having. It's just like a random showcase of different niche, but that niche is popular from my customers. It's all coming from the survey I am asking for the customers. So I tend to keep the prices lower as possible using that subscription, and especially for the copycats. Hi,
Hi,
Christina.
Christina. She's back.
Yeah,
So.
Hello.
to away the copycats. So
Okay,
I
so the
keep.
copycats, that was the big part, Mario, where I think if there's a subscription, then that means that the people are serious about buying the designs. If it's just wide open for everyone to see, it's more likely that there'll be copycats and things like that. So it makes it so it's a smaller group of people seeing the shirts, and the shirts don't last long. So usually people are buying it almost right when they're posted. So I think it's a great system. So there's two ways. You can either do a subscription and buy, you pay, it's $25 a month, right? Is that what it is? So $25 a month, and then you buy the shirts if you want to, whichever shirts you want. Or if you don't want to do $25 a month, you can just message him and ask for a specific order. And then Susan was asking, how do you find your niches? So we talked about that a little bit, where customers request niches. Is there any other way that you find niches? Do you do any research or anything?
If it's not a big holiday, it's all about survey from the clients.
Okay.
That's all. That's how I direct the niche of the website.
But once you get the niche, do you do some research to figure out like what is selling in that niche or what?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been using Merch Informer, and I'm looking stuff from that niche.
Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see. Did we miss any other questions? Christina, did you see anything else? And guys, if you want to find his website, it's in the description. And we are not affiliates or anything.
No. I have another question though. So I know that people can get your graphics packs through Michael Essany. Do you also sell graphics packs separately, like on your website or anything like that?
Yeah. Before I tried to sell, but no one's buying it that much, so I stopped it, and now I'm not releasing any more graphic.
You know what I think would help with that is I'm gonna go right back to the video. If you do the YouTube video and you show how to use the graphic pack, and then put a link in the YouTube description with that graphic pack. Because I think that will help people know what to do with it. Because sometimes it's like you see it and you're like, I don't really know how this will work on a shirt. But then if you see you creating the shirt with it, it's a lot easier to imagine like how it could look and what to do with the packet.
Yeah, and I really push people to learn how to design for themselves. So that really is a goal for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And do you have any favorite resources that you direct people to have them start learning? Do you just tell them to go out to YouTube, or is there a place that you recommend?
Recommending a course. Maybe I will just do something that I mean just start something, and when you want to know how to, just YouTube that how to. I mean, don't focus on a course. Make a design. Start on making a design, and how can I cut this part? Then Google that or YouTube that. How can I change this color? Google that and YouTube that. So by that, you accomplish something that you can use already, rather than a course of or something that you won't be. Not everything on a course is usable. So by that system, you can just like do something and ask Google on how to do it.
It is true. All the information's out there. So that is a great way. YouTube is your friend.
And are you self-taught? Did you take any classes to, help teach you the programs, or is that kind of how you learned?
It's how I learn. I just do YouTube research, but I know Photoshop prior to starting a design service. So, but the program is developing every year, so you need to keep up with it.
Yes, that's a good point. With courses, it's just a snapshot in time usually, unless
Yes.
the course updates. Some of them do, but when you're Googling, you can look and see like when was this YouTube video made, when was this article posted, and you get more up to date information.
Mhm.
Oh, Christina, you're gonna be blocked again. I'm doing a comment thing. They have to
It's
figure out
okay.
a way to not have it go in people's faces. But Susan's asking, do you just sell the designs to one person?
Yeah, yeah. Once a design is sold, it will not be resell, or it will not be shown to anyone.
Right. So
Even
yes,
even the illustration, every illustration is sold to only one person.
perfect.
Hmm.
Um, all right. So I think that was all the questions in there. Christina, anything else that you want to ask, or any other questions that I missed? Guys, definitely post your questions if there's anything.
Yeah, I did miss a little bit of the question or the talk that you had about illustrators. How many different illustrators do you have working for you?
Yeah, five of them.
5.
Five. And
Mm.
are they local where you're at, or are they around the
Yeah,
world as well?
they are local.
They're
They are my neighbors.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a community in the Philippines, the traditional painting community in the Philippines. So we are having weekly get together. So I asked them to help me in designing.
That's fantastic.
They are canvas painters, canvas illustrators. So I need to teach them on digital drawing.
Nice.
wow.
Mhm.
Yeah. So how does that work? Do they like hand draw everything and then you convert
Mhm.
that? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, they draw everything and then I do the layout.
He said
Wow.
he taught them how to do it digitally. He's teaching them how to
Oh,
draw on a tablet, right?
Yeah.
Is it a tablet? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Drawing.
okay. That's what kind of tablet do they use?
We're all using Wacom brand tablet.
Wacom. Okay.
Mhm.
That's good to know. I'm gonna make a note of that one.
Awesome. And he was saying how each illustrator has their own like particular type, like cute or different specialties. So I
Mhm.
think that's
Okay.
awesome. And you guys are keeping up with all of the demand, which is amazing. I don't know how you do it.
Mhm.
So many people ask you for designs. So
It's all about the
Yeah.
formula.
it's all about the formula. I love
Mhm.
that. It's so rare that you find somebody who's so. I mention this because every so often we have people on the show that are really good with business and really good with art. And you're like that, where you're very business minded. Like, okay, this is what's selling. This is the formula, but you're also very artistic. So I think that's
Mhm.
a rare combination, but it's amazing.
Thanks.
So.
Yeah.
Um, Well, I am running out of questions. I don't know what else to ask. I mean, your art's amazing. You've got it down pat, and you're
Mhm.
on fire. You've been like getting more and more and more business as the years go by. So it's a testament to you of how good your work is and how valued you are in the community.
Mhm.
So just keep up the work. Do you ever get tired of it? Do you ever have a day where you're like, oh my gosh, I do not want to design today?
No.
No, see, that's so
Uh-huh.
great.
Right.
That's what people
That's
ask me sometimes. They're like, "Aren't you bored with merch yet?" And I'm like, "Not
Mhm.
yet."
No, because people rely on me. But on my personal daily tasks, yeah, I get bored. But people need this done, so I need to do it. I mean, I'm customer driven, not myself. I'm customer driven. I love my to show my service rather than to please myself on designs.
It's like a calling for you. Like it's
Yeah,
your purpose.
this is every client's business I am handling. I mean, people's business is on my shoulder, so I need to do and excel for them, not just for myself. Uh,
I
yes.
love that mindset.
Wow.
And that's amazing. And it comes across in your work. Like you really care about what you do.
Mhm.
Ishmael saying he is tired now. It's true. You work so hard, and we caught him just coming off of a holiday, and he's hasn't slept very much. It's morning time in the Philippines right
Yeah.
now.
Mm.
Yeah.
He had to get up early to be on this. It was funny, but when I was confirming with him if he'd be on today, I just said the date, and I'm like, "Is the 12th still good?" And he's like, "The 12th." He's like, "I thought it was the 13th." And then we realized we were talking about the same thing.
Yeah. I do have another question. So how do you, I'm guessing that a lot of your customers are probably on this side of the world. How do you manage that schedule? Do you tend to kind of flip your day? Do you work most of the night and then sleep during the day? Or how do you do that? How do you communicate with those of us that are, it's nighttime here, but you're probably getting all sorts of customer questions,
Yeah.
when you're sleeping.
Before I'm working USA time before,
Okay.
but it really is stressful, and I have two kids now, so I
Oh,
need to change my time for them, and I switched to Philippine time, and people adjust. My customers have adjusted, but I need to uh, reply on some emails time by time on my uh, evening time. I mean, on my 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. I need to reply on emails whenever I can. Like when
I
I'm
saw
sleeping
that
and
this morning because I posted
yeah,
that we were doing the show tonight, and you posted it at like 4 o'clock, and I
yes,
was like,
4
that's
a.m.
4 a.m. his time when you were posting.
Mm-hmm. Like when I'm sleeping and my cell phone beeps and it's an email, I need to, if I can, I will reply to that and then go back to
wow.
sleep.
Yeah, I
That's
saw that today. That
yeah, they're
happened.
just questions that needed to be answered, but they will be waiting for the file in my morning, which is your evening, I think.
Yes. Yes.
Susan's asking, can you do KDP interiors?
Yes, for now. For now, I am
Started.
doing KDP because it's been a demand for now. But I am not yet an expert on that, and I'm not claiming that when I do
Your name
KDP,
says it all, T-shirt fella.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can do different stuff. I can do logos and such, but I am not confident on selling things that I am not professional with.
Yeah, you haven't figured out, haven't had the proven formula yet, probably
Mhm,
for,
yeah.
but you will,
Yeah.
I'm sure, if people give you feedback. So the KDP interiors you're making now, as long as people give you feedback on those, I'm sure
Yes.
you'll have the formula before long.
It's been hot these days. The KDP has been on a roll, so I really need to expand on that field, I guess.
I'm right there with you. I'm trying to learn KDP right now, and I'm a slow learner because for me, I'm just like, oh, I just want to go back to merch shirts, but I'm trying to push myself to do it. I uploaded some KDP books today. I'm pushing
Mhm.
through, but so far it's not fun for me yet. So I'm waiting until like hopefully at some point it'll click and it'll be fun for me. But right now it's like torture.
T-shirt is a comfort zone, right?
I guess so. I absolutely love it. And it's so exciting because they keep adding new products, and there's rumors
Mhm.
today that another product is right about to be uploaded. Um, I saw people in other groups posting about it, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited. So it's like we keep getting new things with merch. So I keep getting excited about merch, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta go focus on KDP. But anyways, a lot of people are really excited about KDP. So there's something for everybody. And one of these days, maybe I'll get excited about it. How about you, Christina?
Yeah,
Are
I
you
must
super
have.
excited about KDP?
Not yet, but I'm getting there. So.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I'm not the only one. I'm so surprised. Like once I'm just honest and I'm like, I am not enjoying this. So many people come out of the woodwork and they're like, I'm not either.
Yeah, I think what I do like, I like that the keywords I feel are so much easier on that side, but I don't know. I'm also like the other fun part for me is like custom designing interiors, which is totally different than designing shirts. So I don't know. I'll have to, but it takes a lot
I would
longer.
like it if I was a designer. Like if the designing part was my favorite part, I probably would like it because there's a lot more you can do with it. You can design the interior, you can design the exterior. But because it's like I'm only like very basic designer, I like t-shirts because t-shirts are supposed to be simple. Like I can do a t-shirt design, but the KDP covers are a little bit more involved and there's more that goes to it and there's more things to think about and you have to think about the interior. So to me, it's like, and like it's all steps. And I'm like, oh my God, let me go back to merch.
Yeah. So, and I must have missed the rumors. I'm totally like behind
I don't want to spread false information. So I guess if I just say a disclaimer, like I have zero clue if this is true or not, but apparently we're getting athletic shirts.
Wow.
I've seen that too as well, like posted in some of the groups that I actually saw that about a month ago, I think, or a month or two ago. So I would love that if that is the next product.
What did you say, Adam?
Do you think it will be this year?
Apparently, like they're saying it's showing up now for some people. So I think it's very soon, supposedly. I don't have it yet. So it's just hearsay. But I'm excited. I feel like there's going to be a lot more products though. But don't worry, guys. I'm still forcing myself to upload KDP books. I am.
Yeah.
I do know that it's something important and that there is a high demand for it and that I just need to push myself.
Yeah, we're both doing the 21-day KDP challenge with Jacob Bates and Matt Sheeran and RJ, and it's their excitement is kind of contagious. So like when I watch the lives and watch the videos, I start getting excited. But then when I have to go do it on my own, I'm like, wait a second, like I'm not as excited as they are, but I'm trying to like, suck in that excitement that they've got. So.
And see, to me, it feels like everyone in the group is so excited and they're so excited. But when I watch the things, it just feels overwhelming to me. Like it doesn't even feel exciting even watching it. Even watching it, I'm like, oh my God, it's too many steps. There's no chance I'm going to be doing all of that because it's like so much research and then so much this and so much that. And I'm imagining in my head me actually doing it. And I'm like, maybe I would do it once. Like I can't imagine doing it all the time. So we'll see. One of these, we'll see. Maybe I'll have a different perspective in a few weeks. We'll see. Susan saying, what's the rumored product? Athletic shirts. Ishmael, how many designs do you upload per day? And are you going to raise that because there is more demand?
100 designs on every upload, and increasing the volume is not in my priority for now because I can't handle anymore. I don't want to sacrifice quality, so I will be like cutting the subscription membership. That's just my plan to make the population controllable. So maybe I will just cut off with the subscription for new members because I can't keep up with them, especially this coming Q4 and
you're gonna be so busy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So busy. Well, maybe you can do a few more graphic packs. You might be surprised. Maybe people will buy those, especially if they can't get into the subscription or they, or if you don't have time for custom, you could do graphic packs of like Halloween, Christmas, whatever.
Yeah, and a video and a tutorial video.
Yes, I'm gonna be so happy when you post it. I'm gonna be like, yes, he did it.
I know, we're all gonna be waiting. So I think yours are the ones that I see. Do I see sometimes where you've like kind of recorded yourself doing the design and then it's like shown on like a video where it's kind of like sped up a little bit.
Yeah, I do that.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I love watching those. So
Yeah,
But they are not informative, but I'm just doing it for fun.
yeah, they are
Yeah.
informative if the person's already a designer, because they can look at it and be like, oh, that's cool, like maybe I'll try that. But I think, yeah, if you did one a little bit slower and explained what you were doing, that would be perfect for the beginner, intermediate people.
Yeah.
So
Will do.
And we have to ask the one question that we always ask at the end. Is there anything else that we forgot to ask you that you wanted to share with us, or anything else you wanted to say to the viewers that are watching?
Well, I can just say that art is different from design. So even though you are not born artistic or you are not born with what they say a talent on art, you definitely can design, and you have the advantage over artists because you know this design is problem solving, and you know as a common viewer of that particular product, you know what will get your attention, what will get catch your attention. Because if you are saying that I'm not born with a talent of drawing or doing an art, you're wrong, because you have the more advantage because you're like those common people who will buy that particular design that don't know art at all. So you're in an advantage because when you're an artist, you don't know how to stop out of designing. It's like it feels simple, but you're not seeing it's already complicated. That's the art problem on designing part. So just uh, learn how to do simple design, and you will take advantage of the resources given free by our gurus, the vector package, the lessons on researching. Just leverage on those and develop yourself. uh, it's your business. You really should know how to do simple stuff without relying on others. So it's better to train yourself on proper keywording, proper designing, simple stuff. That's what I always wanted for the community, to each of every one of us learn how to do stuff and share our knowledge on each and everyone, so we can all be better and earn money.
I love that. You have such a abundant mindset where you're trying to teach other people how to do what you're doing. So you're not worried about if you're going to have enough business. You're like, no, let me help everybody learn graphic design.
Yes, and it will help the community easier if we are all sharing our ideas and talents. So we should really push each and everyone to learn and produce or create.
That's awesome. Susan's asking about the challenge I was talking about. I was talking about the KDP challenge with Matt and RJ and Jacob. And it's a very good challenge. And it's not hard I don't think it's hard for most people. I think it's just a little bit hard for me. But most people are doing well. I think what also made it hard was that I was out of town last week. So if I had been home, I probably would have been able to keep up better than what I've been doing. But it has helped me upload. Like I wouldn't have uploaded, even though I haven't uploaded that much, it would have been even less without the challenge. So it definitely has helped me, and it gave me ideas of things to do in the future. And Susan saying a more simple one. There's nothing that makes it hard. Like it's everybody can go at their own pace. So any of us can do a KDP challenge on our own. Just keep trying to push yourself, just like how I'm saying, like it's a struggle. When it's a struggle, that you just got to push through, because it means you're learning. Like I think learning is easier the younger you are. And I'm like, dang, am I already old? Like I'm only 36, but it's already hard. Like when you don't want to learn something. So it's having, like how you said, like you don't, if you're tired, you just think about the benefit you're giving to all the people that are buying your designs. So I just need, instead of thinking about like, oh, I don't know how to do this, I need to think like, oh, this will be great once I know how to do it. And I'm selling all these books. Like I need to think about the benefit of it instead of thinking about like, oh, I need to learn this.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
well, thank you so much, Adam. It's been a pleasure, and I really appreciate you waking up early to do this, and I appreciate everything you've done for all of us.
Thank you, and thank you for the inspiration. Also, you're really inspiring.
Oh, thank you very much. And guys, everybody make sure you like this video. Adam really went out of his way to be here today, so we really want to show our appreciation to him. And be sure to follow him on Facebook, if nothing else, because at some point in time, you're definitely going to want a trusted designer to work with. All right. Well, thank you, guys. I think that's it, but we'll see you all next week. Thank you, Adam.
All right.
Thank you, Helen.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Adam.